Zach, get into that money, get into that money. Ow, get into that money. Zach out here making it rain on them, okay? You better have $750,000, Zach. Go ahead. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be doing our review of Sistas. This is season 3, I believe episode 9, and let's just go ahead and jump on into it. We start this episode off where the last one ended with Zach realizing that he got bands. Okay, he got bands, over $700,000. So he's talking to the rep. He is completely shocked. He trying to like keep his composure, but I mean, what would you do if you went to sleep broke, sleeping out your car, clothes in the car, till the next day having $750,000 of $750,000 in your bank account? Okay, so the advisor basically says, you know, the stock did go down, but it got bought out, so it's rising. She doesn't know how long it's going to be rising, but she would advise him to take $500,000 of that investment out and keep that just in the bank, and then, you know, reinvest the other $200,000 while it's still profiting. Zach is like, absolutely. So I got to come down there after work to sign the paperwork, but this is legit, right? This is legit. Zach, act like you got something. All right, you know you kind of slick got this tip illegally. Can you act like you got something, please? Okay. So he's excited. Okay, I would be too. I ain't mad. Let me wake up. Lord, bless me. Bless me. So he goes out and sees Fatima. She's cooked a little breakfast, and he's sitting here still trying to like play off this excitement that he has, and Fatima is still kind of lamenting over the conversation that they had the night before, and she just kind of wants to know what is it that her and Zach are doing, because she doesn't want to be the rebound. He says that how about if him and Fatima, whatever they're doing, as long as they're building, he won't talk to Karen. I was like, okay, so he trying to let you know, but she's like, no, I don't want that. I want you to not talk to her because you don't want to talk to her. I mean, how about both? Can we have both? You know, y'all know what I say over here all the time. I'm like, two things can be true at the same time. I want you to not talk to her while me and you are building, but also I don't want you to want to talk to her either. But we know that he's still getting over Karen, and he says that Fatima is helping him get over her. Now that bothered me too. I don't want to help you get over nobody. I don't want that, because that does sound real reboundish, and that is not a foundation that I would want to build anything on. So, you know, I don't know what they're doing. I think Fatima's trying to like manage her emotions because she's really getting into Zach. So she asked him like, well, where are you gonna be staying at? Because you can't stay here, okay? And he's like, you know, I'm just gonna stay with a friend. You know, I'm just gonna stay with a friend. She don't trust it. She thinks, she's like, is it Danny? He's like, no, I can't stay over there with Danny. Danny got Preston now. I can't stay over there with Danny. Well, where you gonna stay? He's like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna just stay with a friend. I got it. Like I said last episode, Zach, go get your little piece of house. Y'all in Atlanta, go get your little piece of house for, you know, you can get you a good little piece of house for $200,000. It ain't got to be nothing super extravagant. It's just you. Okay, get it down there in South Atlanta. You know, the property's a little bit cheaper. Don't be trying to go and be in Buckhead and be in Marietta just because that's where the folks be, honey. Get you down there. Get you something in the Stockbridge, in the Henry County area. You can make your buck bang in the Henry County area. Okay, I'm just saying. Then we jump over to Maurice's house, and he's sitting there with Q having breakfast. And basically, Q is a hobosexual. He's out here doing what Zach is doing, except Zach is on the come up. Q is on the go down. And he's like, well, what are we doing today? Maurice is like, well, I got to go to work. You know, people who actually are not out here stealing for a living, they have jobs. So where are you going to go? He's like, oh, well, I could just stay here. No, you roguish. You can't stay here. Where are you going to go? And the Q says, well, I'm going to go stay with one of my friends. And so then Maurice instantly gets jealous, like, oh, so you're just gonna go over there and sleep with him too? First of all, Maurice, check that attitude, because y'all are not in a relationship. This is essentially a booty call, and Q lets him know that no, I'm not. This ain't what I do. I just do what I need to do to get by. Maurice says, so I'm what you had to do to get by. Yes, Maurice. Yes, you knew what this was. Don't sit up here and act like y'all are in some type of relationship or something. No, Maurice, this was a booty call. This is what it was. I said it last episode when he told you what he wasn't going to do, and that he don't kiss and he don't go down this, that, and the third. He lets you know that he was gay for pay or for a place to stay. And that is exactly what this was. Don't act shocked and doomed. Now, you should have never slept with him. Okay, period. All right, so we're over there at the airport, and Danny decides to call Sabrina to get some girlfriend advice. After going around in circles and not really wanting to get to the crux of the issue, Danny admits that she feels like something is missing with Preston. He's a great guy, but he's just simple. He's just simple. He doesn't really get to know her and ask about her, and something just seems off. Sabrina says, you know what? This is what you do. You get with the guy, y'all move fast, you move him in, and then you get bored with him. And she says, well, yeah, that might be true, but I mean, normally he does something wrong. Preston isn't doing anything wrong, So, basically, Danny, you're self-sabotaging. And Sabrina gives her the advice that's normally the advice that should be given to Sabrina. Talk to the man. Communicate. Wow. It's groundbreaking, right? To be in a relationship and to communicate. It's groundbreaking. Danny says that, she'll think about it. She needs to stop sabotaging. But, that this is part of the reason why she's coming to work early. She's running away from her problems. Well, baby, running away from your problems is not going to help. Sabrina also lets Danny know that Jacoby came by the house the night before, and even though he seemed like he might have been a little high, he did admit to lying, and she's just hoping not to see him again. Again, you're stupid. You should have recorded the entire interaction, but okay, whatever. So we get over to the bank, and we see Zach coming in with the chipper smile, and I just don't understand how Maurice still has a job, because he's so unprofessional. He greets him, hey girl. Zach says, hi, I need to meet with Valerie, Veronica, Vanessa, somebody, the lady, who was over the stock department. So Maurice directs him into the office where she is. Sabrina comes out and asks, well, what's going on? Why is Zach meeting with her? Maurice says, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? While Sabrina's standing there, she notices that Maurice, even though he's still a little mean queen, he has a little bit more of a smile on his face. Getting some pain will do that to you, I suppose. And she says, well, I'm going to figure out what's going on with you, because something clearly is different about you. And he decides to step away in order not to tell Sabrina. He takes his break, and we see the first customer other than the cast member in this entire show come up to the window. Meanwhile, in the office with the lady who's over the stocks, she lets him know that she has $787,000, and they go through what should be done as far as moving forward. He says, I want the whole $787,000 in 5s, 10s, and 1s. Something to go to Magic City and make it rain on them hoes. He's so ignorant. It's a joke. It's a joke. He decides to leave $500,000 in a regular account and to diversify the other $200,000+. And she asked him if he knows anything about stocks and how did he know what was going to happen with this stock. And of course, he knows nothing. So she decides to give him a list of stocks that he could possibly invest in the future. And he is just happy to not be broke. So over at the law firm, we see Fatima coming into Andy's office basically to get the tea, because even though they've seen each other all day, Andy just seems a little bit off, and Fatima wants to know what happened. Andy confides in her that Gary showed up to the restaurant last night, and even though he didn't act As angry as we would expect of Gary, when they got home, he disappeared at the gym for 6 hours. And he invited her to go see the therapist on today. Now, Fatima, being the good friend, assistant, and the only one with sense, says, well, what's the therapist's name? Because we need to vet her. Because all I'm saying is Andy, who clearly, you must have got your law degree from DeVry University. After this whole little incident in the bathroom where it sounded like there was moans and groans going on, I would have gotten all of her credentials and checked her out my doggone self. But anywho, sexy lawyer, aka Robin, is on his way to have a meeting because they are still in the middle of litigation, and he's bringing the settlement that his client has agreed to. Now, apparently this man really gets Fatima and Andy a little bit hot, and Andy is even a little turned on by how much they have in common. So in comes Mr. Robin, and they sit and they go and have their little lawyer banter about the things that were offered and accepted. And Robin goes ahead and just lets it be known, hey, look, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this easy. No, that's not what he said. But basically he said, I've been stalking you. We've been talking. I've been listening to your voice on the phone. I've been stalking your page. And I just knew that I had to come over here and meet you, even though we could have gotten all this done through telehealth. And not only am I here to try to get you, but I'm also here to try to get a partnership with your boss to open up the new European sector, I guess, or office or branch, or however you want to slice and dice it. But he's here for 2 reasons, honey. So she's going to be seeing a lot more of him, which means we're going to be seeing a lot more of Crazy Gary, okay? Back over at the bank, Zach has finished up his meeting. He's leaving out, walking on cloud 9, all right? And he is paying Sabrina dust. So when he leaves, Sabrina goes over to Miss Corporate Fish and asks her, what's going on? Now, I don't know if this is legal, all this, there's no kind of confidentiality in the bank. I'm just saying, I don't want y'all discussing how much money I got in my bank account. No, it ain't $750,000, but just because I don't want, just because I got $3 don't mean I want you discussing that with the next teller either. But anyway, the Miss Corporate Fish goes ahead and says that he hit really big on this stock. This is how much money he got. He seemed just as surprised as everybody else. So now Sabrina, of course, is going to take this and run this back to the ladies. She goes into the break room to find Maurice sitting there texting Q, a non-reading illiterate Q. And she knows that something is a little off about what's going on with him because he's giving her all kind of compliments. I'm talking about complimenting her hair, her dress, and even her shoes. Although I did like her shoes. Didn't like the shoes with the dress, but I did like the shoes. And Maurice says that basically Mr. Q paid him back. They're in the middle of a barter system. He's thanking him deeply and longly. I don't remember the words he said, but basically he getting dicked down by this man. And Sabrina does not like it. She says, I don't like it. First of all, ain't he on meth? So you just out here sleeping with this man that's on meth that's already stole, who's clearly just using you. I mean, everybody else sees it, but Maurice, I guess, is so desperate for the pain that he's going to just let it ride. I suggest you get on one of these apps. You're in Atlanta. You don't have to have thievery peen to get some, sir. I'm just saying. But Sabrina warns him to be careful. So let's go on back over to the law firm, and we see that Fatima has called Zach to check on him because she found out that he has quit Chain Breakers, and she just wants to check on him. She doesn't think that he's doing well. He's not making sound decisions. He gives the car back. Where is he going to stay? He says, well, if you got some place for me to stay for the night, then maybe I could stay. And she says, all right, well, you can come on over for the night because we need to talk. And they agree that they're going to have a candid conversation where no things will be left unsaid. Now, Andy kind of eavesdrops at the end of this conversation, and she comes in, and She asked Fatima, was that Zach? And Fatima says, well, yes, it was. And so Andy's trying to ask for the 411. And as Fatima is basically spilling to her that she really does like Zach and she kind of see where things are going, but he still has feelings for Karen. Andy is hesitant and Fatima notices it. And it's awkward because Fatima's like, I can't speak with you about Zach because of your friendship with Karen, and I respect that you have that friendship with her. So, let's just not even talk about it. So before Andy leaves, Robin, aka Mr. Fine Lawyer, comes in. I think he came in to check to see if everything was good, and she said that the settlement was accepted. And so he, is like, oh, that sucks because that doesn't give you a reason to come have drinks with me this evening. And he's still trying to ask her out on a date, and she is still standing firm and, honey, I'm engaged. He says, I understand that you're engaged, nothing's final until you say I do. So he's gonna just keep trying to press on and press along till Andy does what she has been proven to do, which is be an adulterer. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, over there at the airport, Zach is just feeling himself, honey. So he goes up and talks to Danny and asks her a hypothetical question. What would you do if you hit the lottery for $800,000? Danny says, well, I'd buy a house cash, and I'd buy a car, and I'd quit my job, and I'd buy hella weed, the good stuff, not this oregano that they be trying to pass off. And Zach says, well, this is what I would do. I would buy this duplex, live on one side, rent out the other, but I would pay down the mortgage. I wouldn't pay it all the way off, but I would pay it down to where my mortgage is only like $800. I would charge my tenants more than double of that so I can build credit. And then I would just continue to reinvest that money into properties like how Chain Breakers does, so that I can continue to have residual income coming in the future. And Danny says, well, you know what? We sitting up here talking about all these hypotheticals. Let's not even talk about it because we just hurting our feelings. Zach say, no. I done made it. I hit. This is no longer a hypothetical. This is a reality. I'm quitting this job. I just came over here to tell you because I already know that Sabrina big old mouth and told you, because there is no kind of privacy over there at that bank. And so I'm just letting you know, because you the one that got me this job and you the one that's going to talk to your girlfriends anyway. But let them know that your boy done made it. Alright, make sure you tell all of them that. I forgot to say earlier too, he had got a money order for $72,000, which is how much money he owes Karen. Y'all remember that? So go ahead, pay Karen off. Don't give it to her. Just give it to her in the mail. Don't even give it to her, in her hand. You don't need to do all of that, Zach. But it seems that Zach is actually being thoughtful in his choices and how he's going to continue. I am proud. Surprisingly proud. Now, I probably still wouldn't have quit Chain Breakers because it's a free car and it's still additional money. So I would have been doing what they're doing and doing what he's doing. I mean, unless there's like a non-compete clause, I don't see why he couldn't. But maybe he just doesn't want to deal with that, especially when you had old butt wipe lawyer who keeps putting a wrench in it every chance he gets. That's the only thing I would change about Zach's plan. But Zach, look at you being smart with a plan. Alright, so we coming to the end of the episode, y'all. Basically, Danny calls Karen and Sabrina on three-way to let them know that Zach done hit it big, okay? Karen claims she ain't mad, but boo, we know you mad. She say, I ain't mad. As long as he give me the money he owe me, then I don't care nothing about it. Well, like I said, we already know Zach is going to give her the money, but she mad. Would you be mad? I might be a little bit mad. At the bank, before Sabrina leaves, as she's like getting ready to lock down everything, Jacoby is standing in the little foyer area and he just wants to apologize. He says that he just wants Sabrina to know that he's really sorry about what happened, and he knows that she won't return a call or a text, so he decided to pop up at her job, at her place of employment. Sabrina. First of all, I'm sure that this bank has cameras. So all of these things, because see, I would have been building the case, honey. I would have been building my case, honey. And now I'm going to get a restraining order at this point. At this point, you're getting a restraining order because you got crazy in your eye. And the fact that Jacoby says that he's never going to stop trying to get Sabrina to forgive him. Can I get a restraining order, please? And thank you. And lastly, we see Andy coming home from a long day of work and dodging Mr. Fine Lawyer. And she opens her bedroom door to see some woman on top of Gary in lingerie and some lady in scrubs standing next to him, apparently coaching. What'd I say? This is some type of sex therapy. I said what I said. Tyler, you don't fool me. But that's it. That's the end of this episode of Sistas. I hope y'all enjoy it. Please give me your thoughts down below in the comment section if you made it this far. I hope that you have liked the video and that you are subscribed and you are officially a beauty. And most importantly, please share this video out because sharing is caring. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.